Animal Crossing has always offered a funny mix of emotions. It can be a peaceful respite from the perils of modern living, and also a stressful to-do list with impending deadlines. It's full of both anticipated rituals and startling surprises. Its long-awaited entry on the Switch, New Horizons, arrives with updated visuals and a host of convenient upgrades. There are still parts of the daily routine that would work better if they were sped up a bit, but its calming charm is stronger than ever. New Horizons launched just over 2 weeks ago, which is enough time to reach the end credits, although this point is far from when the game expects you to stop playing. For those new to Animal Crossing, the game's calendar and clock are intended to sync with time in the real world, and you can even specify whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere so the seasons align. Inevitably, you'll want to take part in an activity that doesn't match perfectly with your schedule, like buying or selling items at a shop that's closed. But the experience mostly makes up for this by letting you feel a passage of time that most games don't have the patience for. The ever-resourceful Tom Nook is your guide to this second life, which begins on a tropical island this time around. Over time, you can transform the natural landscape into a bustling residential zone that looks more like the previous games, but you start small. Most of the island can't even be accessed until you possess a new vaulting pole for jumping over streams and a ladder for climbing up cliff walls. Drawing the starting line a few paces back helps you appreciate the various landmarks when they're finally built, like the museum where you can donate the bugs, fish, and fossils you discover, and a clothing shop where you can try on the latest fashions or create your own. Even after beginning with so little, there's plenty to do right away. Crafting has come to Animal Crossing at last, and various ingredients you need to create furniture and tools fall from trees and pop out of rocks and rivers. There are many upsides to making your own stuff. You no longer have to wait for some things to appear in the store or spend precious bells to retrieve them from a catalog. You can choose to sell the materials you don't need to pad your pockets, and eventually you can customize items to fit a color scheme or show off your own designs. The downside is that your tools now break after a while. It's easy to collect what's required to build more, and the storage options in New Horizons have been blissfully simplified and expanded, but the process of slapping together a replacement or having something you're using vanish right when you need it starts to get tiring after just a few days. It factors comfortably into the crafting system early on, and it's satisfying to learn how to make stronger tools, but even after 2 weeks, we're still frequently running back home or to the store, struggling to understand what these demands add to the experience. There are many more positive changes that make island life a breeze. You can now mail letters and gifts directly to friends online, uproot a fully grown tree after consuming a piece of fruit, choose where new villagers will live before they move in, construct inclines to make higher areas easier to reach, and eventually terraform the land itself to shape the island to your fancy. You track all this progress on a smartphone, another nifty addition. Along with displaying amenities like a town map, a list of DIY recipes, and a camera with various filters, your Nook phone is where you can add up your Nook Miles, one of the most significant of Nook's new ideas. You typically get out of Animal Crossing whatever you choose to put into it. You can spend an hour a day checking what's for sale and focusing on the essentials of progression. Or you can maximize each lunar cycle and make as many bells as possible. Nook Miles is a trophy system that benefits all styles of play. It charts your achievements in a wide range of categories, quickly shuffling in smaller, repeatable quests. By following its breadcrumbs, you're rewarded with descriptive titles that are displayed when you travel online and a separate currency from traditional bells. You redeem miles to get exclusive items, including tickets that give you access to randomly generated islands full of additional resources, including tourists you can invite to become your next-door neighbors. So you can play at a relaxed pace and let Nook Miles reward you based on the things you're already doing, or you can work full-time and lean on the system to get ahead. These periodic prizes contribute a lot to a franchise that sometimes feels built on linear methods to get more friends and items to cherish. When you factor in holidays, special events like a neighbor's birthday, and the occasional celebrity merchant, it feels like there's always some type of event to entice you each day, or congratulate you for something you've already accomplished. As the days and weeks go by, it's satisfying to marvel at all the ways your island has evolved, but sometimes the minute-to-minute gameplay can suffer from design decisions and long-winded conversations that simply don't need to exist. Personality is one of the key ingredients to Animal Crossing's longevity, but it can also keep you from whatever you're trying to do. For every time-saving mechanic, like the improved functionality when moving items around inside your house, there's an equally confusing omission, like the inability to craft or consume more than one item at a time. Many of the conversations you're forced to repeat are full of cute quips and dramatic pauses that are adorable at first, but they become a trial in how fast you can mash the B button. Several vendors have options that are needlessly buried inside several menus, and they often end your conversation when there are still decisions you want to make, forcing you to start over. These put just a few extra seconds into each interaction, but in a game you could spend years with, it adds up. Your time can also get eaten up waiting for your real-life friends to join, or when flying to another player's home. Visiting others can slow the good times to a crawl. Connecting to new arrivals forces everyone to watch unskippable landing and exiting cinematics that are delightful but get old. If you open your gates for the full queue of 8 friends, that's a lot of interrupted playtime. The basic structure of Animal Crossing's multiplayer is otherwise solid, facilitating travel to towns either locally or online. Our journeys abroad have given us some of our favorite memories in New Horizons so far, selling turnips and non-native fruit for a satisfying profit, seeing other people's fascinating designs, and sharing store items we would have otherwise missed. You can designate certain people as best friends and communicate with them directly in-game or through the Nintendo Switch app, which also helps speed up text conversations when playing on the TV. Visually, New Horizons is a big jump for the series. It's been 12 years since Animal Crossing was on a home console, and its introduction to HD screens is something to be celebrated. The leaves on the trees rustle in the wind, you can see shadows of rocks under the waves, and being surrounded by water has created an ocean horizon on the North Shore with other islands beckoning in the distance. Characters we've known for years look better than ever with a soft texture to their skin or fur. We've also played long enough to see the first seasonal change. On April 1st, springtime brought pleasant palette swaps and new critters to hunt. The ability to place items outside your house now gives you countless opportunities to shape the surrounding wilderness in unique ways. Custom clothing patterns can become astonishingly elaborate, whether you choose to draw something from scratch, import an existing image using a code, or transfer an old design from New Leaf or Happy Home Designer on the 3DS. Anyone that's held on to the Animal Crossing amiibo for the last 4 or 5 years can use them to populate a picture studio and pose for the camera, or use the villager cards to summon a particular character to your local campsite. The island's population also gives each hour of the day a charismatic glow. They might sneak up on you with a gift, teach you a new reaction so you can emote to your friends, or share their opinion of another player that recently stopped by. You often see them participating in the same pastimes you enjoy, like fishing or catching bugs, resting against a tree, kicking back with a snack, and singing or exercising in the town plaza. Choosing where they live and decorating around their house does wonders in helping them assimilate to your idea of what your island should be. 2 weeks worth of New Horizons makes us want even more. Several parts of the day-to-day grind should be accelerated or skipped, but so much of it has already been impressively streamlined compared to prior entries. The series has been a welcoming companion on any console, but it feels especially at home on the Switch. Whether you're visiting a friend's wonderland online, taking your tropical getaway on the road, checking your progress first thing in the morning, or gathering some last-minute supplies before you turn in for the night. This is the best Animal Crossing has ever been, and this virtual paradise is a wonderful place to escape to. Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to help us make more. For just $1 a month, you can gain access to weekly updates, spoiler discussions, and exclusive shows.